What's going on YouTube? Links Forte here, bringing you another Wi-Fi battle. And I'm using the same team as last time. And I changed my Haxorus out. It is the correct Haxorus. The last Haxorus, I believe, was Adamant. This one is Jolly. It's the same moveset. You know, just Jolly, Adamant. To me, it makes a difference. I don't know. But anyway, Sylveon last time did not have an item at all. I didn't realize that. But I remedied that, and it now has a choice specs. And the reason why this battle is post-com is because I was out of town for about half of last week, and I had the battle while I was gone, and I didn't have any of my recording equipment. So just, I wanted to get a battle up just to make sure I had something to post up today. But yeah, didn't live comment because I couldn't. So that's that. Anyway, let's jump into the battle. When I was looking at my opponent's team, I wasn't sure what he wanted to lead with. He had some options with Garchomp and Nidoking as far as potential stealth rockers. I have Heatran to stealth rock, and he had Blastoise, so I figured maybe he would want to try and counter pick, which is why I led off with which is why I'm leading off with Tangrowth. Oh my goodness, I cannot remember Pokemon's names right now. But I led off with Tangrowth trying to counter predict his counter prediction. And it didn't really work. So I'm just going to go out and Heatran to take the obvious Heat Wave incoming. And majority of the battle, I was trying to figure out what kind of Zapdos this was. I didn't know if it would be like Volt Switch or just physically defensive. But either way, with the Blastoise sitting in the back, I didn't want to just go for a Lava Plume, even though I probably could have gotten like a burn or something. But I just decided to play it safe, get my rocks up. And what it does to get my rocks up right now, even though, you know, I'm going to switch out, it forces the rapid spin, meaning I can bring in Sylveon without taking any real damage. As you're going to see when this rapid spin comes, well, rapid spin in general, it does almost no damage. It's just there to remove hazards. So, but I knew the rapid spin was coming. So it was basically a free switch into my Sylveon. And he's going to go for a Water Pulse, which I was expecting to see Scald there. Either Scald or Hydro Pump. I get Water Pulse gets the buff, but I just think Scald or Hydro Pump is a better move. But anyway, he's going to take a Choice Specs Hyper Voice Pixelate. Choice Specs Pixelate Hyper Voice. There you go. He's going to take it, and he's not going to appreciate it. And I considered switching out, thinking he may want to go into Entei to take this hit. But I looked at it as this is a chance to get some good damage off on the Entei. Plus, I really didn't have anything to switch into. I mean, maybe Bruxish I could have switched in, you know, without taking the damage, because this is where I go into Bruxish right now. But I just didn't want to risk it, and then, you know, him going to something else. I don't know, but he probably could have gone into Nidoking at that point too, so I really didn't want to risk anything. Although Bruxish has an amazing matchup in this battle. So I'm just going to go for a Choice Bandit Waterfall, not caring, or no, I'm sorry. I'm going to go for a Choice Bandit Psychic Fangs, because I was fearing the Blastoise to come in. Although Blastoise, you know, takes a good chunk of damage from a Choice Bandit Waterfall, I still didn't want to risk it right then and there. But I take that Zapdos down pretty low, and again, I didn't know what set this Zapdos was, so I didn't want to just risk staying in and going for a Waterfall. He may have been max speed, or he may have been defensive. I didn't want to risk anything and lose my Bruxish, because like I said, it has an amazing matchup. So I'm just going to switch into Kamala here to take that that Thunderbolt. I almost said Life Orb, and I know it's leftovers. But to take that Thunderbolt, and I really didn't think he had Roost, because I figured he would have gone for it against Bruxish, although that, you know, that Choice Bandit Psychic Fangs did a lot. But I didn't think he had Roost, so I just U-turned thinking he was going to switch out, because had I just predicted that and gone for an Earthquake, bye-bye Zapdos. But after the Roost and the U-turn, I figured this is a perfect time to bring in Lady Blaxorus. You guys, if you saw my battles in ORAS, you know Lady Blaxorus. And if you saw my last battle, you know my affection for Haxorus. So I figured this was a perfect time to set up. Even the HP Ice, I knew it wouldn't do a lot, but that did a little bit more than I thought it would do. I was hoping it would do maybe about 35-40%, but that kind of tells me that this Zapdos may be fully offensive. I didn't calc it, but it does require me, him doing half or a little bit over half does require me to just go for a Dragon Claw, and I wasn't sure with me being Jolly that this would actually take it out, but it did. Now he brings in this Cresselia, and I didn't think a Ice Beam from Cresselia would take me out, so I took this opportunity to just Dragon Dance up. And this is one of those times where I kind of wish I had Outrage, because this thing is going to go for a Calm Mind first off, and I'm just thinking, okay, this is a little bit scary. I'm automatically thinking Calm Mind, Moonblast, Moonlight, and Ice Beam is on this thing. That's my thought. Or not Moonblast, I'm sorry, Ice Beam and Psychic or Psyshock, and he reveals Icy Wind, and I'm thinking, okay, I get Icy Winds, you know, he can still have the other moves, but the Icy Wind, even at +1, doesn't take me out, which is great for me because it allows me to get off another +2 Dragon Claw on this Cresselia. And if you saw the first one, that didn't even do half, and I'm just mind blown by like how insanely bulky Cresselia is. Like, I've used Cresselia in the past and I know how bulky it is, but it always blows my mind when I see that thing take a hit. But another Icy Wind is gonna take me out, and now I decide, you know what, this thing is in range, is close enough for a Choice Banded Waterfall to take it out. And like I said, I know he has the Blastoise in the back, but I know that that thing is pretty much 2-hit KO'd by Choice Banded Waterfall, and he shows me Protect. And right here I'm thinking, do you not have, you either don't have Stab or you don't have Moonlight for recovery. And I'm assuming he doesn't have Moonlight for recovery, and I'm just thinking, this is a horrible Cresselia set. Cresselia should never run Protect. But not my choice. It's his Pokemon, he does what he wants, and I have no reason not to just spam Waterfall at this point. Whatever wants to come in is going to take a lot of damage. This is a critical hit, but it didn't matter because, like I said, this is a 2-hit KO. The Waterfall was a 2-hit KO on Blastoise either way. It just got it a little bit lower, so Blastoise is going to go down, and now he's going to bring in his Garchomp, and I'm just thinking, okay, I don't know what set this is, but either way, Garchomp outspeeds me. Duchess still has some viability in this battle. I can't get rid of it, so I'm just going to go into my Tangrowth to take whatever hit he wants. If he sub, he got me, but he just goes straight for Earthquake. And I'm not sure, like at this point I still don't know, you know, what he is, but I know he can't really do much to me. If he wants to go behind the sub, I have Knockoff. That's going to break that sub. If he wants to switch out, whatever comes in is going to take a Knockoff. So that's my play. And, or no, I'm sorry. I knew he would switch because it just made no sense for him to stay against on a Cresselia. So I decided, or it made no sense for him to stay in on Tangrowth. So I decided to go for a Leech Seed here. And this Cresselia can't do anything to me. Even an Icy Wind. An Icy Wind from a Cresselia doesn't do anything. And I just decide, you know what? I'm either going to take it off with a Knockoff, or it's going to get low enough to where the Leech Seed is going to do, you know, to take it out, to do the rest of the damage. So he's going to go for his Icy Wind. And, you know, Tangrowth really doesn't care. Like I said, it's coming from a Cresselia. Lowers my speed, big whoop. It's going to take a Knockoff, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to take it out. And you live on like 5 HP. So I'm going to get my Leftovers recovery, and then the Leech Seed is going to do its damage. So I'm looking at his team, and I'm thinking, okay, Nidoking has to come in. It's going to click Sludge Wave. But at the same time, I do have Heatran in the back, but I can't bring it in the fear that he goes for Earth Power trying to predict me. So I just think, you know what? He hasn't predicted all game, and I'm willing to let this go down. But he tries to make a prediction, and it doesn't work on him. And I just go for a Knockoff to get rid of Nidoking's Life Orb. And you know, I looked at his team, and I thought, you know what? I think Tangrowth can still do some work. So I'm gonna switch out, and I'm gonna allow Komala to go down here. And to my surprise, he does not go for the Stab move. He goes for Ice Beam. In both of those plays, I don't care, you know, really I don't care if even if I did have Heatran in the back, I feel that Sludge Wave was his best play. Reason being, he saw my Heatran earlier. If he was paying attention, he would know that it wasn't on an air balloon. Which means, and Heatran, or Nidoking naturally outspeeds Heatran. So even if I was max speed, or whatever, there was no reason for him not to just click Sludge Wave. He would have taken me out next turn with Earth Power. It would have been a prediction game on my end. There was no reason for him to try to predict at that point. But anyway, Nidoking doesn't take me out with the following attack, so I just Earthquake and take it out. He brings in Entei, and I'm just going to get some chip damage off with the Sucker Punch, and he's going to take me out with a Bulldoze. At this point, I could bring in Duchess, and I have no reason not to just spam Aqua Jet right now. This Aqua Jet is easily going to take out the Entei. Bro, you guys got to start using Bruxish. That's all I'm saying. It may not be the best OU-mon, but I think it's a really good UU-mon. But anyway, his last Pokemon is Garchomp, and I'm just thinking, you know what? Let's get the damage off. Let's see how much we can do here. At the end of the day, Tangrowth beats this thing. And I get a crit and do about 40 to 45%. Maybe a little bit, maybe around 45%. And take the rough skin damage, he Earthquakes, and it's going to take me out. Not a big deal at all. Because like I said, Tangrowth beats this thing. Like, I started to assume that maybe he was like Choice Scarfed or something like that. And it would tell me that he had, I think he had 2 choice Pokemon in this battle. I think he had 2 choice Pokemon. He had this that was, no, I don't remember. I don't remember his team now. I went through this whole battle, but I don't really remember his team. But anyway, he went for the Earthquakes, and I have Hidden Power Ice on this, I had Hidden Power Ice on the Tangrowth. Entei was probably Choice Bandit. So I was assuming that throughout the battle, I was assuming that Entei was Choice Bandit and Garchomp was Choice Scarf. I don't know. I never asked him, but you know, it was like it was a good battle. I just feel like he probably should have tried to predict a little bit more, like he was playing as it is, and I just kept the momentum throughout the entire battle. But anyway, you guys, if you guys want a chance to battle me, my Twitter is in the description. Follow me. Hopefully I'll have some more battles coming soon. I'm gonna try to get them. I have to find people who want to battle, people I haven't battled already. But anyway, this is Link's Forte. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.